Be the first to respond. Autism to awesome. Be the first to respond. Autism to awesome.
Hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining us again. This is Autism to Awesome, and we train the world to be first to respond. My name is Kerry Brooks. I'm the founder and president, and I want to share with you some life-changing information. I want to thank you for your support on my social media. So what I'm doing today is I want to share with you some passages from my book. The book is called Autism to Awesome, Allow Your Greatest Crisis to Become Your Greatest Miracle. It's due out in June, late June, early July, and I want you to be first to hear some of the passages from me. Imagine this. You're standing at the base of the tallest mountain in the world, and everything regarding your child's success, your family's future is dependent upon you climbing and getting to the top of this mountain. That's exactly how I felt when our son was diagnosed with autism. It was up to us as parents to climb this mountain to help our son reach his full potential in the future. It was up to us to seek out solution. But guess what? We're standing at the tallest mountain in the world, and we're not climbers. So tall that we can't see over it, so wide that we can't see around it. We had no tools, no resource to climb this mountain. I'll tell you the end of the story after I read to you from this passage. Again, the book is called Autism to Awesome, Allow Your Greatest Crisis to Become Your Greatest Miracle. I started the book off with how I was feeling at that particular time, and it reads, in my life, there was no light, only darkness. Once upon a time, there was joy. Now, there's only pain. My laughter has turned into sadness. Tears of happier times flowed into the river of despair. I was slowly drowning and falling into hopelessness. I cried out, "Dear God, why me?" And a quiet voice whispered back, "Why not you?" Introduction. When our son Max was 3 years old, he was diagnosed with autism. Our primary physician at that time told us to give up on our son because there was nothing we could do for him. He told us to prepare him for a group home and focus on having other children. After hearing these words, I was stressed, depressed, and a total mess. The old me immediately shouted to the doctor, "How ignorant of you." The new me would thank him if I ever saw him again. I actually said, "As my doctor, this is the best advice that you have about my son." I informed him that our family no longer needed his services. He proved to me that people can only teach you what they know. And he didn't know anything about autism, perseverance, attitude, and a host of other life strategies that I've learned since that day. That doctor, pessimism, and misinformation set me on a path of discovery that brought me face to face with my greatest fears and led me to overcome my greatest challenges. During the writing of my journey, our son graduated with honors from high school. He was also accepted into the one university that he applied for, and he even earned a scholarship to attend school. Leave no stone unturned. Allow me to start with my life's greatest crisis, because that's exactly what I was going through. That's what I imagine we all go through when we hear the words the very first time, "Your child has autism." His mom and I instinctively responded, what is autism? If I were dying of thirst, where would I look for drinking water? Everywhere. After Max's diagnosis, I was dying of thirst for knowledge about autism and answers about how to help our son. I didn't understand what autism was or how it could happen to our family. I asked myself, if I don't understand the diagnosis, how am I going to help Max? Maybe Maybe you've had similar questions and search for answers. As a family, we felt isolated. And as a father, I felt I had let my child down. We were the abnormal family that people whispered about. Our world had changed forever. Misconceptions about autism. Before our own child receives a diagnosis, we think autism is something, it happens to other families. When the disorder doesn't personally affect us, it's easy to think something must be wrong with the parents. That all the child really needs is some good discipline, or that their mother didn't show them love. What a total misconception. Another misconception among parents whose children don't have special needs relates to the degree of difficulty. Raising a child with special needs is extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. Extremely. As a parent raising a child with special needs, we all have self-doubt. I had many self-doubts. And wonder if we're making the right choices. We feel emotionally stressed and ask, why my child? We worry ourselves sick about whether they will ever make any friends or be invited to a birthday party. And when our child has a birthday party and no classmates show up, all we can do is cry because the world seems so unfair. If your child has special needs, most of your days are likely filled with driving to doctor visits and pursuing therapies, and hoping to find a flicker of light at the end of the tunnel. The experience is extremely difficult and painful. Facing the financial burden of paying for additional testing or purchasing special food and supplements, we wonder to ourselves whether we will make it another day. It is an unimaginable, stressful life. And that, my friend, is no misconception. One of the biggest misconceptions is that our kids can't learn. It's a big misconception because, in fact, they can and do learn. They just do so in a different way. And we have to find out how they can best reach their full potential. Remember the story in the beginning, standing at the base of the mountain, and your child's future is dependent upon you getting to the top of this mountain. That's what it felt like to us. We had to get to the top of this mountain to find some type of solution for our son, for our family, because I believe that when a child is affected with autism, the entire family is affected by autism. So how can we get to the top of this mountain? We didn't have any special tools. We weren't mountain climbers. We didn't have any special equipment. We were there standing alone. The doctor told us to give up on our child. How are we to get to the top of this mountain? That's what I discovered along the way, how to get to the top of the mountain. And I want to share this book with you and the knowledge and what I've learned along that journey. And I want you to remember, just take the first step. And as you climb up your mountain, remember to look around and see the different areas of where you've come from. Look down to see how far you come. Because guess what? By taking one step and taking another step, you will gain stride. You will continue to climb that mountain. You will get to the top of the mountain. Just keep taking those steps. Take time to look around and enjoy what God has created. He's giving you this beautiful child. Maybe it didn't come wrapped the way you thought it would come wrapped. Maybe it didn't come in the package that you thought it would come in. But He has given you a gift. Keep climbing. He has given you a gift. Keep climbing. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. In fact, I'm telling you it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. Sometimes you're going to have to stop along your climb and cry. Keep climbing.